Hey everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. And today we are talking books and graphic novels. I've picked up about 9 of them over the past month or so here, whenever my last book haul was. I guess I don't know offhand. But some interesting things, some comic books from Ollie's, graphic novels from Ollie's, and some, actually a brand new release from a fellow YouTuber here. So just lots of really cool things to talk about. Before we get into all that though, if you do have a quick second, go ahead and hit that like button down below. That engagement really does help me out. But with that said, let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right in to my most recent book haul. So I guess I'll start with the graphic novels today. And like I said, I think all of these were from Ollie's, if I'm not mistaken. So the first one here is Nightwing, and this is the New 52 Nightwing. This is actually Volume 3, Death of the Family, and this is a Kyle Higgins book. So I have Volume 1 and Volume 2 of Nightwing, which I also picked up from Ollie's, and so I figured I might as well continue the series. I've actually not read this one yet, but again, these are like $4 at Ollie's, so I figure, for the price, chances are I will like it. If I don't, then I'll just, sell it off. Not a big deal. So yeah, really good deal on these. Hopefully I will enjoy this series once I get around to it. This is the New 52 Nightwing, Volume 3, Death of the Family. I'll show both of these together because they're from the same series, and I actually have read Volume 1 of this, but we have Volume 2 of New Suicide Squad, Monsters by Sean Ryan, and also Volume 3 of New Suicide Squad. This one, what's this called? There it is, Freedom. So I really enjoyed Volume 1 of this series, which is why I was really happy to find Volumes 2 and 3 at Ollie's. Like, really good prices on these, and so definitely going to continue them. I guess I don't remember what my star rating was on New Suicide Squad, but I remember liking it a lot more than I really thought I was going to. I wasn't sure what I was getting into, but I remember it being a good time. So happy to have Volumes 2 and 3 of the New Suicide Squad, which frankly, I think this is like the only Suicide Squad I've ever read, but I thoroughly enjoyed the first one, so excited to continue this series. The last comic book I grabbed was actually Batman related, which is my favorite. We have Creature of the Night, and this one is a Kurt Busiek book. And so this is actually a mini-series that is in hardcover, so that's cool. You can see the MSRP down here says $29.99. I believe this one was $7 at Ollie's, so really good price on this. And the reviews on this are actually pretty solid, so that's why I ended up picking it up. You can actually see it is still sealed, so I've not gotten to this one yet. But yeah, I love Batman stories. I have Batman's probably my largest number of graphic novels in my collection, or collected trade paperbacks, if you will. So very happy to add this one. Hopefully it will be a good one. It looks really cool art style. It might be in black and white. I'm not sure. Let me know if you know down in the comments below. I'm not positive, but either way, like I said, positive reviews on this one. So I'm hoping I'll enjoy it as well. So this is Batman, Creature of the Night in hardcover, written by Kurt Busiek. So that's the last of the graphic novels I grabbed. So now let's move over to the books I picked up. So I'll start with 2 reference books that I picked up, but they are actually both movie related, and I got both of these at Second and Charles for a very good price. So the first one here is Save the Cat Goes to the Movies by Blake Snyder. This is the screenwriter's guide to every story ever told. So I have no interest. I used to have an interest in doing some screenwriting, but I have no interest anymore in trying to write a movie. So that's not why I picked this one up. What I thought was interesting about it is that it goes over all of Snyder's different, styles of movie. I forget what they're called, but his different categories of movies, and covers a bunch of films in here and how they fit into that. So from a kind of film criticism aspect, I'm a lot more interested in this, just to kind of get more of an insight into the screenwriting process. I think it'll be interesting. So I believe I have the original Save the Cat as well, which is kind of I don't know if it's the best, but it's one of the more infamous screenwriting books out there. And so this is the sequel to that. So very happy to find this one. This was, again, a very good price from Second and Charles, which is the reason I picked it up. So yeah, excited to dive into this one at some point. Just for example, so there's one of the, I don't know if we want to call it genres, but types of film is Out of the Bottle. And then he will go on to talk about that. But eventually, yeah, so Freaky Friday, for example. So then he'll talk about how Freaky Friday fits into that Out of the Bottle genre or type, whatever you want to call it, category. So yeah, so pretty cool, interesting stuff, at least to me. I don't know if anybody else will find it interesting, but I grabbed this one. So this is Save the Cat Goes to the Movies by Blake Snyder. This next one is a really cool book also. So this is called The Art of Alfred Hitchcock, 50 Years of His Motion Pictures, and this is written by Donald Spoto. So this is actually a big old reference book. This is from 1976, which, if you are familiar with Hitchcock's filmography, Family Plot, which is his last film, came out in 1976. But this one actually covers that film as well. So you can see it has, right from the start there, the early films from 1925 to 1934, all the way down over to his, most infamous films. And then finally, Family Plot is in there as well. Frenzy, Topaz, all of those. So this is going to go over all of his entire filmography in a little bit more detail than you might normally get. So I thought this was just a really cool book. I'm sure I'm never going to read this from like cover to cover, but maybe when I'm doing a Hitchcock film one day, if I want to review it, for example, I could look through this to get some more insight into the film. I think this is just a really cool book with lots of really nice pictures in it as well. So yeah, pretty cool find. Again, I think this was second in Charles, but honestly, it may have been somewhere else. I don't remember. Either way, happy to have this in the collection. This is The Art of Alfred Hitchcock by Donald Spoto. So I do have a couple of novelizations today. One of them was a big mistake, so I'll start with that one. So I don't know if you guys remember, but I think it may have been my last novelization haul. I actually was like showing a book and realized that they had a Texas Chainsaw Massacre novelization, the 2003 film. I was blown away. I didn't realize it. After I was done filming, I went to check on prices, and they were astronomical. So then I was doing some more research a few days later, and I happened to come across an Abe Books listing that was extremely cheap. So I ended up buying it. Well, unfortunately, it was the German version of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So you can see this is all in German, which of course I'm an idiot. I don't speak German, so I can do nothing with this. Now, actually, I ended up getting this book for free because it is just destroyed. Like, it is in very bad condition. You can see there's like a hole in the front cover there, the back, big crease, and so I ended up getting a refund on this one anyway because it was not in the condition that it was listed. So this cost me nothing, which is good. But I still don't have Texas Chainsaw Massacre in my collection, which is a real shame. If there are any German speakers out there that live in the US and would like this book, let me know. I will be happy to ship it over to you. But yeah, pretty interesting. Anyway, it'll stay in my collection for the time being. I would love to eventually get the English novelization because it's one of my favorite horror movies and the reason I love remakes. So yeah, would love to get it. But anyway, I thought I would share it just because it was a dumb mistake and it's kind of cool either way. So Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the German edition. I didn't even point out that there are pictures on the inside, so that's always cool. You can see all the different pictures there. So that part's neat, but yeah, that's the only thing that I could really enjoy out of this book are the pictures. This next novelization, though, I absolutely can read and really want to. I grabbed this one off of eBay, and it's a Whitley Strieber novelization, who you might know from such books as Communion and various others. But this is The Day After Tomorrow, one of my favorite disaster films of all time, and one of my most requested 4K releases. Like, I need this movie on 4K. It'll look and sound amazing. But anyway, yeah, so I had to grab this one. Awesome author on this. No pictures, unfortunately, on this one. But like I said, one of my favorite disaster films of all time. My wife loves this one as well. So very excited to read this one when I get around to it. Not in the best shape ever, but I mean, that's what an $4 eBay purchase will get you. So it is what it is. So this is The Day After Tomorrow by Whitley Strieber. And last but not least today is my most recent pickup. It's a brand new book, which I virtually never buy, but it's from author Cameron Chaney, who does Library Macabre here on YouTube, an awesome booktuber. I love his channel. I ended up grabbing Autumn Crow High Fresh Hell. So this is his first book in what is going to be a new series of Autumn Crow High books. So he released Autumn Crow, which was a short story anthology, maybe 2 years ago now, and I read it on ebook when it came out, and I really enjoyed it. Cameron is an excellent writer, and so because I like that one so much, I wanted to grab the physical copy of this, and frankly, I just wanted to support him the best way that I could. Obviously, the physical is going to cost more than the ebook, so I was happy to get this one on physical. But yeah, very excited to read this one. It is going to be in the similar vein as like point horror books, where it's a, not middle grade, but young adult horror, and so I cannot wait. Kind of like Fear Street, point horror, things like like that. And like I said, it's the first in a new series. I absolutely will be picking these up as they come out. But yeah, very excited to read this one. I've heard really good things, and I really like Cameron as a writer. So definitely checking this one out, and check out his YouTube or his BookTube channel here on YouTube. I will link that down in the description if I remember. But yeah, an awesome booktuber and a great writer. So very happy I was able to grab Autumn Crow High, Fresh Hell, written by Cameron Chaney. And that is going to be the last book that I've picked up recently. All right, so a short and sweet book and comic book haul, but frankly, it's very heavy, so I'm going to put this down now. But I'm trying my best to buy as few books as I possibly can. Obviously, there are always exceptions. Novelizations, I will always pick up, things like that. Middle grade, I usually always grab if it's middle grade horror, but I have boxes and boxes of books and bags of books that I'm actually getting rid of because I just don't have the space for it. So all of the book hauls that you've seen over the past probably 2 years have all been stored in my basement in boxes, and I finally cleaned up my basement area where those were all stored, and I pulled them all out, made some decisions on what I actually feel like I will genuinely get to at some point and which ones that I know I won't. And so I've been putting some things up on eBay. I've been going to be doing some trades at my local used bookstore, and I'm going to be doing some donations as well. There's too much. Like, I'm purging out hundreds of books like as we speak. But anyway, guys, you don't really care about all that. So that's what I grabbed in the book world recently, but I want to hear from you guys down below. Have you grabbed any cool books recently? I'd love to hear about them, or anything else really down in the comments. Are you going to grab Autumn Crow High? Do you follow Cameron here on YouTube? Great YouTuber, definitely check him out. But I'd love to hear about your thoughts on this or anything down there. So thank you so much for all comments. I really appreciate it. But as always, if you guys enjoyed this one, please hit that like button down below. That engagement really does help me out. And like I always say, I don't just talk books, I talk all things media. Books, movies, video games, graphic novels, manga. If it's media related, I'm interested in it. And if you are too, you might consider subscribing. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for today. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching, and I want to encourage you to consume some media today. I'll catch you next time.